One of the races I hate the most on these 2 days of cards, which is good because the last race we're going to talk about I absolutely love. So one of the races I hate the most because Nysos is an absolute wild card for me and is going to be your favorite. You're going to get a very short price, one of the shortest of all weekend on Nysos, who's the number 3 horse here, 8-5 on the morning line. This horse was pointing toward the Breeders' Cup Classic, ran in the San Diego, got the win, and then skipped the Pacific Classic and now shows up here, Aaron. What do you do with Nysos, who's had trouble staying on the track before? And I like, why aren't we in the Classic? What's going on with Nysos? What do you make of this one?
Well, we're not in the Classic because he just can't stay healthy, and that's where it starts. This horse can just not stay healthy. It's just that simple. This horse would have been in the Classic. This was Bob Baffert's Classic horse, scratched out at the Pacific Classic because scratched the morning of the race, wasn't sound, and then they were going to run in the Goodwood to try to get him back into the Classic. Wasn't ready to run in the Goodwood, and so then Baffert enters Nevada Beach. That's why Nevada Beach is now in the Classic. Nysos could not stay healthy. So very frustrating horse as far as that goes. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and I am 100% confident in what I'm about to say. If he's healthy, he's winning. I think he is a superstar horse. I've thought he's a superstar horse ever since that debut race of his. He's done nothing to tell me otherwise. He's been fantastic when he makes the race. So here's what I'm going to say. If he runs, he wins. Would not be shocked if he scratches out of the race. I'm just going to say that right now. They interviewed Bob Baffert. He said, I wish he was in the Classic. He's an absolute superstar. He's doing fantastic. Still wouldn't be surprised if he scratches. But him saying that tells you everything you need to know. He's saying that because he believes this horse is good enough to win the Breeders' Cup Classic if everything was perfect health-wise, right? And if everything would have went well leading up to the race. But what that tells you is he loves him. If he runs that type of race that Bob Baffert is kind of saying he's going to run, they're running for second. I really believe that. But I'll tell you this. I'm going to give you a second pick because, again, I would not be shocked if he scratches. If he runs, Nysos is my pick. Very confident in him. If he doesn't, Mike, you're going to laugh. I'm going to Mystic Dan. I think this is
oh, no.
Mike, I think this is a perfect race for Mystic Dan. I think he was made for this race.
Without Nysos, he fits. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
The mile, I think, is a little bit of a question. We haven't seen him go this short since Churchill. But it was a one-turn mile there. This is a two-turn mile. I do think the two turns helps Mystic Dan in this spot. I have Nysos on top.
Yep.
I'm probably going to bet Nysos in BCBC if I'm still alive, and he is even money or better. Right, I think that's the other. He's not getting 8-5 on Nysos. Let me just tell you that right now. 8-5 is a pipe dream of a morning line price. If you have fixed odds, go bet Nysos, and fixed odds markets at 8-5 once you know that he is in the race. I just don't feel 100% comfortable with it because I just don't trust that we're going to get the A game. If we get the A game, he's a winner here. I kind of went back and forth on who to put underneath. I don't love this race underneath. I put Citizen Bull in second to 7. Won at this track last year in the Breeders' Cup. You're getting 10-1. This is the Baffert that's going to make the lead. Full Serrano to the inside is obviously the concern, who's going to be very forwardly placed. But we've seen Citizen Bull just say, I am dead going. And the fact that you've got the other Baffert, Nysos, and goal-oriented on the inside, who both can come from just off the pace, I think you're going to see Citizen Bull blitzed. And if we get the lead at 21-4, it's 21-4. If it's 22-3, it's 22-3. I don't care what the number is. We want the lead. I think that's what you got to expect from the number 7 Citizen Bull. I think he's got a shot at hanging on here. I like if Nysos isn't in the race. I think he's got a shot at hanging on. If he is in the race, I think you could have a Bob Baffert exacta.
Okay, so I am very concerned about Nysos as well. I'm with you. Here's kind of what I keep trying to tell myself, and you tell me if this makes sense to you. I feel like with him, I think if he enters and he's in the gate, I think he's going to run well. And I think it's going to be a good version of Nysos because with him, if there's something wrong, they're going to pull him out. His value is so high as a stud fee. I don't think they're putting him out on the track if he's got issues, right? So that's why for me, and again, he very well could not show up. He very well could, and I'm not. If you're thinking that as a handicapper, I can't argue with it. I just think from a logic standpoint, if they put him in the race and he actually runs, they're pretty confident he's going to run well. And so that's why I can kind of I can kind of say, look, I'm worried, but I'm going to go ahead and play him. Where Seismic Beauty, the other horse coming off kind of a weird layoff, that's a little different. Her value isn't what Nysos is, and she is a little more questionable when it comes to that. Nysos, if he starts, I think he's going to run well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He's never not run well, right? Yeah. And that's the argument behind it. 5 wins and 6 starts, 1 second. So we're not going to get too much. Like, there's a couple other horses in. Well, I'll let you take away. If it's not Nysos, like, is it Full Serrano you're interested in? Is it Chancer McPatrick? Is it Way to Bar? Is there anyone else underneath that you like a little bit at a price?
Like I said, I do like Mystic Dan. I know you're going to laugh. I just feel like it's a perfect race for him. He's getting class relief, and when he's run against a little bit lower class, now we're talking about Nysos out of the race now. When you go a little bit lower class, he's ran fine. I think he shows up with a good run. Full Serrano obviously should be respected. I mean, the horse ran very well in the comeback race going a mile. He got beat by Nevada Beach. You called it perfectly in the Goodwood. You said this horse can't go that far, and you were 100% right. But he's back to what he wants to do, so I like him as well. I've heard some rumblings about White Barrio kind of getting back to that form. I don't like him. I don't like his race at a mile either. He hasn't been good, but if like the best version of White Barrio can show up, he obviously has a big chance. And I've kind of heard some rumors, some rumblings that they think they've kind of got him back right. So maybe take a shot with him a little bit as well. But I don't hate your pick of Citizen Bull either. I thought his race last time out was very strong over this track. So we're kind of in agreements there as well. But it's all Nysos for me. And then if he's out, let's look at Full Serrano, Mystic Dan.
Yeah, I'm taking the number 3 Nysos as well, Citizen Bull, and I think Chancer McPatrick is your price underneath. There's a lot of speed. There's going to be a lot of tired horses. Chancer McPatrick's going to pass a couple of them. I think he can run up to 3rd or 4th at 15-1. So the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, number 3 Nysos, 8-5 on the morning line for Aaron. Number 3 Nysos, 8-5 on the morning line for me.